Hello, yogis. Welcome to our Wednesday Connect restorative practice. So, I call our restorative class Connect because I believe that as we slow down and we get still and we get relaxed, we're able to more deeply connect with that part of ourselves that is our essence. So, as you come into today's practice, give yourself permission to slow down. Give yourself permission to fully relax. My name is Jill Entiknap, and I am the creator and founder of Yogi Institute, an online yoga school and studio with a 200-hour and 300-hour training program certified and accredited by Yoga Alliance. For our restorative practice today, we're going to start in a seated position and we're going to do some gentle movements to open up the body, to become aware of the body, and then we'll shift into our relaxation. Let's start by flipping our palms, palm facing down, closing down the eyes, and lengthening from the tailbone through the crown of the head. Drawing our awareness inward. Let's start to become aware of our breath and notice all of the places in the body that the breath expands. And feeling into the release of the exhale. Feel the body sink into the space beneath you as you exhale. Let's take a big breath in, feel the body expand. And take a full breath out, feel the body settle in. A couple more, big breath in. And full breath out. Keeping the eyes closed, tuck the chin to the chest and draw the shoulders back and down. Let's take a couple breaths in stillness, feeling into the restriction that it creates as we tuck our chin to our chest, creating that audible breath in the back of the throat. And then let's slowly, gently roll right ear, right shoulder, left ear, left shoulder. Intentionally, mindfully shifting from side to side, noticing what you feel through your spine. As you shift to the right, draw that left shoulder back. And as you shift to the left, draw the right shoulder back. Let's take one more over to the right and one more over to the left. Come through center, parallel that chin to the floor, and let's gaze over the right shoulder. Come back through center, gaze over the left shoulder. Come back through center, gaze to the right. And through center, gaze to the left. Come back through center. Let's do some shoulder rolls. Inhale as you lift the shoulders up. And exhale as you lower them down. Linking your breath to your movement. Inhale as you lift up. And exhale as you lower down. Take a couple more. Inhale as you lift up. Exhale as you lower down. One more. Inhale. Let's lift up. Hold it at the top. Draw the shoulders up, up, up. And on your exhale, lower those shoulders down. Let's land the right hand down. Reach the left hand to the right, opening up through the side body. And come through center, plant the left hand down, reach the right hand to the right. Moving slow and intentional with your breath. Inhale through center, exhale back over to the right. Inhale through center, exhale back over to the left. Come back through center. Let's bring our hands onto our knees and inhale as you arch the chest forward. And exhale as you round the spine back, hollow out the belly. Inhale as you arch forward and exhale as you round back. And again, inhale as you arch forward and exhale as you round back. Come through center, get nice and tall, close down your eyes, flip your palms, palm facing down, and let's take a couple more deep breaths here. Let's shift into our nice, still, relaxing practice, bringing a bolster or a firm pillow behind you. Bring that tailbone right to that bolster, extending the legs out long, and allow yourself to come all the way down to your back. Hands come down by your side. Let your shoulders fall away from your ears. Connect to your breath as you start taking some deep inhales and exhales, filling the chest. With your exhale, allow the shoulders to fall away from the ears. Inhale, fill the chest. Exhale, let the body sink. Giving the body permission to relax and settle into this first posture, our supported fish. To be honest, I have no idea why this is called fish pose, but it is. Know that if at any time throughout our practice, if there's something that is really uncomfortable, know that you can always shift yourself out. We're always seeking relaxation and comfort in our restorative practice, utilizing our props to support the body into release and relaxation. Let's take a couple more deep breaths here as we slow down and settle in. If the mind gets busy, acknowledge the thought, acknowledge what it is that's drawing your mind forward, and then bring your awareness back to your breath. We're never pushing away thoughts. We're simply directing our thoughts to our breath, to our current experience, to our body, allowing these different parts of us to draw us more deeply into the present experience. So whether we use sensation to draw us in, the breath to draw us in, choosing where we focus our mind. Couple more deep breaths here. Flip your palms, palm facing down, slowly, gently press the upper body up, coming into a seated position with the legs extended, and slowly, gently start to hinge forward, bringing the hands forward, staying nice and straight through the spine. Take a couple deep breaths here. Come through center. Let's bring the soles of the feet together and employ our blocks. So as you bring the soles of the feet together, find the height setting that works to support your knees in your butterfly pose. Maybe you take a moment to flap out the knees, bringing some mobility into the hips. And then let the knees settle into the blocks in stillness. And let's hinge forward from the hips, coming to a point where you feel some sensation. You can plant your hands down in front of you. Maybe your hands are on your feet. Maybe your hands are on your shins. Finding somewhere that the hands can feel nice and stable. And then close down your eyes and come back to your breath. As we come into these more still, supportive postures, we start to shift into our parasympathetic nervous system. This is called rest and digest. When we're connected to this part of the nervous system, we're able to really create more calm, presence, and ease within our being. Connect to your breath, feel the inhale, expand. And your exhale, release, creating the time and space to connect to the shape in the body. Start to walk your hands back, finding that neutral spine. Use your hands to guide your knees together. Let's plant our hands behind us and take a moment to pedal out the legs. Pressing one leg forward and bending back in, the other leg forward, bending back in. Take a moment, walk the feet a little bit more forward, hip width distance apart, and let's windshield wiper out the knees. Gentle, slow movements from right to left. And let yourself come through center. Take your bolster or your block. You decide what you'd like today. And we're coming into our supported bridge pose. So we're going to want to slide the prop underneath the sacrum, underneath the low back. As we come down onto our backs, letting the shoulders come into the mat, walk the feet toward the body. You want ideally your feet to be hip width distance apart. Find that nice solid base of the low back. And then you can either have your hands down by your side, but for today, I'm going to lift the arms up overhead and reach the hands for opposite elbows, but finding that space where I can still release the arms into the mat. So there's very little engagement here. Deep breaths. Let yourself be still. Bring in any amount of release and relaxation that the body can allow in this shape. Is there anywhere you can let go here, physically, mentally, emotionally? Allowing yourself to really release. Release into the pose. One thing that I love about doing yoga at home from a home studio, from a home space, is that our furry friends or our children or our spouses, our roommates, they can join in the practice. It just makes it so much more convenient to be able to practice from home. Start to heel toe your feet wide and draw your knees together. Let the knees touch, kind of making like a steeple or a mountain with the knees, creating that gentle internal rotation with the hips. Now, this might create some sensation through the hips because this isn't a normal way that we sit or that we lay, but it can also create some release through the low back because it's a non-habitual position for the body. So no matter what sensations you feel, stay curious. See if you can allow whatever the sensation is to draw you inward, to draw you in to your practice, to the experience of this pose, this shape in the body. Maybe you start to deepen your breath. And then let's start to heel toe the feet toward one another, bringing the edges of the feet to touch, and let the knees kind of fall out, coming into that external rotation in the hips. Now know that wherever your body allows the knees to open is absolutely okay. And again, there may be a little bit of engagement here, a little bit more stretch, maybe not total relaxation, and that's absolutely okay. Return to your breath awareness as you let the knees come out. And maybe you can invite in a little bit more release. This practice is just as much about creating the space to slow down and breathe as it is about the postures themselves. Creating the space for stillness, creating the space for awareness. Let's take a few more deep breaths here. And slowly, gently draw the knees together. Let's take a moment and bring the knees up in toward the chest Still using that block or that bolster beneath you, you can wrap your hands around your knees, creating some compression through the hips, creating some length through the low back. Let's use our hands to remove that prop. Slowly let the spine come down. Wrap the hands around the knees and gently rock from side to side. Slide that block or bolster over to the left-hand side of the body, and let's let both knees fall over to the left, finding that bolster, that block, that blanket to support the knees, teeing out the arms. You can either keep your gaze straight up toward the ceiling or maybe bring your gaze over your right shoulder. So you're looking in the opposite direction that the knees are falling. Let's cactus out the arms here, bending into the elbows and continuing to open up through the chest. With each exhale, see if there's anywhere you can let go and surrender into the shape. In yoga, the name or the word for the posture or the shape is asana. And the asana is only one part of the practice. According to ancient philosophy, there are 8 parts to our practice, and the physical pose is only one. A couple of the others are our breath awareness, our drawing inward, our focused mind, our clear intention, and creating the space to connect to the best parts of ourselves. Bring the knee back through center. Let's take that bolster, blanket, block, bring it over to the right side. And then drop both knees over to the right. And you can come back to that cactus position with the arms. Find the support on the right side. Your gaze can either be straight up or maybe you gaze toward the left shoulder in the opposite direction of the knees. As you reconnect to your breath awareness, see if there's anywhere that you can surrender and release into this twist, into this asana. Draw your attention and awareness inward. Focus on the breath. Slow down the mind and choose where you focus the mind. What does this asana reveal to you about you? The breath can help you draw inward. Sensation can help you draw inward. Even tension can help you draw inward. Slowly, gently, let's bring those knees back through center. Take a moment, square off the hips, wrap the hands around the knees, gently rock from side to side. Let's extend the legs out long, the arms up overhead. Take a deep breath in as you stretch from fingertip to toe. Create that engagement, create that expansion. And as you exhale, let go, let the body sink into the floor. Let's do one more big breath in and full breath out. Sink in. Elbows can come wide. Hands can come down by your side. You can bring those ankles toward the edges of your mat as we come into our final resting pose, Shavasana. You're really looking for ease and comfort in this pose. If you have a blanket, you might want to cover yourself up. Let's give ourselves the gift of the next 3 minutes of stillness, breath awareness, drawing inward and focusing our attention. Let's take 5 more rounds of deep breath. If there's any kind of organic movement that your body needs, you can add that into our deep breaths. Feel the body expand and release and expand and release. 2 more, big breath in, full breath out. Draw your knees in toward your chest, wrap your hands around your knees, gently rock from side to side. Let your whole body roll over to the left side using your bottom hand as a pillow for the head. Take that top hand, press the mat away, lifting yourself back up into our easy seat where we began today's practice. Let's take a moment to seal our practice by pressing our palms together and tucking the chin to the chest, closing down the eyes. In my philosophy and my belief, it is so important to slow down and create the time and the space for us to connect to our breath, to ourselves, to our essence. Especially in a busy time of life, if life is feeling chaotic, I encourage you to come back to this practice. Create a restorative practice where you give yourself 30 minutes to slow down and breathe. Thank you so much for being here today, for sharing in this space, for allowing me to share this practice with you. It is always my honor. The light, the love, the wisdom in me sees, honors, reflects, and encourages the light, the love, the wisdom in you. Namaste. If you enjoyed this class, please subscribe, like, follow, save, favorite. There's so many ways that you can save this and come back to it anytime that you feel called. I hope to see you again on your mats very, very soon. And until then, may your light be your guide.